Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new series. I originally started my channel with doing VHS horror shelf by shelf, and I decided to. I'm going to be going back to that soon, but I decided to also look at my DVD, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and box sets as well. So I wanted to do these, started these shelf by shelves, and these ones are unique because I don't have them in alphabetical order, and people with OCD will freak out on that. But I did them based on in order of when I acquired them. So it makes it interesting in the sense that you never know what you're going to get from video to video because, you know, it's so random, right? So it'll be mostly horror. And I include things like suspense and thrillers as part of the subgenres of horror. But there's also some sci-fi and some other genres as well. It's kind of like a mixed bag, but we'll go through it. And, you know, the collection is massive. You know, my collection is coming up to close to 10,000. And space is always an issue in real estate. And, you know, these billy shelves actually that I use are pretty sturdy, and they're good because you can do two deep. Now on these early shelves, I have VHS in behind, so I'm going to be covering those in when I eventually get to that particular series. But it's good, but it sucks because you can't really display all of your collection, unfortunately. But you know, as other fellow collectors know, it's real estate is a tough thing. You know, you start acquiring all these things, and they pile up so quickly, and you know, all of a sudden you run out of space and can't really display them. So what do you do, right? So that's always the challenge and always the issue with collectors. But we'll go through it. So we'll start off with this row. So you know, eventually I'll do it when I get to the ones that are sort of double deep. I'll go, you know, say shelf 2, row 1, shelf 2, row 2, that sort of thing, just to kind of make it more clear. But you know, people would say, well, it's all over the place. How do you know where to find anything? I created a database that years ago that I use, and I'm able to determine exactly where everything is. So it's not hard at all for me. And I number all my bookcases and shelves and stuff. So it's not that hard. But so we'll start off with this one. This one's a little bit in an awkward sort of spot because of the bulkhead with the return air for the furnace. But yeah, we'll still work it out somehow. So let's get started here. So we got the Panic in the Skies, action thriller type of movie. I think the pilot gets killed or something, and I think gets hit by lightning or something like that. And then it's you know, what do they do, right? So it's one of those type of films. Actually, we'll leave this out, make it easier. Next up, Last Resort. Thriller type of deal. Okay, moving on. Diabolique, Criterion Collection, personal classic. Not going to really talk about these too much. I don't want the videos to go on too long, but just a general overview. Polanski's Repulsion is another personal classic. Borderland. This was part of the After Dark Horror Fest. This is a good series that I wanna maybe do at some point. These were a bunch of you know, they did it on a yearly basis where they showed the 8 films to die for, and they were pretty good for the most part. There were some misses, but these were pretty good. These are cool covers. The Red Right Hand. Don't think I've ever seen that. It's The Asylum, so you know what you're getting there. Vinyan. I think that this was about this couple who they lose their son in some kind of natural disaster. Was it a tsunami or something like that? And they try to find him. So that's the back there. Then we got the Grindhouse Presents Planet Terror. This is fun action. It's awesome. Monsters, sci-fi. Yeah, I remember this one too. This was pretty good, actually. Not bad. Three feature-length features. films, Jack Nicholson, The Terror, Vincent Price, House on a Haunted Hill, and Night of the Living Dead. All classics, of course. I like these multi-packs. You know, people dump on them. They're usually pretty bad, but sometimes they're pretty decent. The Broken, I think this was part of the After Dark Horror Fest as well, if I'm not mistaken. This was pretty good. Psychological thriller type of deal. Baseline Killer, these were like one of these serial killer type of films. There's a lot of these released over the years. 10.5 Apocalypse. These are one of a series of disaster films. There's a bunch of these ones that were released. Countdown, The Sky is on Fire. This is about a doctor who's trying to, or some scientist who's trying to say that the Earth temperature is increasing, but no one believes him. That type of thing, where someone is not believed, kind of thing. Identity, Amanda Peet, Ray Liotta, John Cusack, thriller type deal again. That was pretty good. Foreclosed, Paul Sorvino. It's another silent film, so again, you get what you expect there. Sweet Killing. Don't think I've ever seen this one. I don't think so. And that's the thing, and you know, as collectors, you'll feel the, you know, understand what I'm talking about, is that, you know, you acquire these movies, you pick them up over the years, and you amass so many, and you know, because of various reasons, maybe the you know, because of the cover or the title or whatever, and you think, you know, I'll see it at some point, and then you end up not ever seeing it, and it sits on the shelf for years and years, that kind of thing. We've all been there. We have all, you know, you wonder sometimes, you know, what percentage of your collection you've actually seen compared to what you haven't seen, and I would guess that probably the not seen is probably swings in that favor. Just because there's so many, and when you have huge collections, you get to the point where, you know, you just can't possibly watch everything, and you know, it's you know, things like this, for example, you know, will just sit on the shelf for years without being seen. So, and sometimes you miss out because sometimes they end up being really good. I've seen them, experience that many times. Agatha Christie, Mirror Cracked with Angela Lansbury. This was cool. TV film, early Anchor Bay. Zombieland, fun movie. Candyman, personal classic again. Tony Todd, great movie, great series. Very operatic, actually. It's really cool. The Invasion with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. This was cool. This is part of those you know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and there's a bunch of these films made over the years, and this is pretty good. Not bad. Haven't seen it in a long time. Boot. I think this was an Indian film. Not 100% sure. It's a ghost story though. Case is mangled there, but not for sale in UK. That's interesting. Vampire Suck. This is the extended Bite Me edition. It's pretty funny. This was a horror comedy. These are hit and miss. That might be a pet peeve for people too. The sticker. This one ended up on the back of the case. Some people tear them off. I don't mind them if they're intact. This one's not intact and it's still there. So, Tamara. This was a good film. I remember this one. This was Ari from the creators of Final Destination. Yeah. U-571. This is a submarine sort of action thriller. Pretty cool. I like these type of films too. Hunt for Red October, that sort of thing. Open Water 2, Adrift. I saw the first one in the theater, and it was okay. It kind of moved slow, just because, you know, you got two characters and in the middle of the ocean kind of thing, and it's, you know, how much can you actually do, right? So this was kind of similar. Not as good as the first, I don't think. Then we got Cameron Diaz in The Box. This is a Blu-ray that's actually in a DVD case, which is kind of funny. I don't know how that ended up, but it's a Blockbuster. And these, you know, a lot of people used to rip these off. I kind of like it. It's like patina on the media here. I kind of like that. It's kind of a throwback. The Fog remake. This is pretty bad. I didn't like this at all. And I think the consensus is it was pretty bad. 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams. This was pretty decent thriller. Haven't seen in a long time. Doctor Who, the complete first season. Now we get a little bit of sci-fi. Yeah, this was. I like Doctor Who. I haven't seen the new series of ones, but I remember obviously the original series back in the day. Those were fun. Snoop Dogg and Bones New Line Platinum series. I remember those. This was pretty good. It was okay. Moving on, we got the Doctor Who, the complete second series. That's kind of cool. Oops, got a little mixed up there. So we got Dark Secrets. Don't think I've seen this one. Don't remember it anyway. Next up is Dream Warrior. Not Nightmare on Elm Street, but fantasy type of deal. I don't think I've seen that. Next up is Trick or Treat with Gene Simmons and Ozzy. Even though Ozzy doesn't really, it's just a cameo, and Gene doesn't really appear much. But throw him on the cover to sell the film, right? This was a cool DVD release at the time. This is an okay movie. I like the movie. It was recently released on 4K. David Hasselhoff and Avalanche, another nature type of disaster movie. I don't think I've seen that one. The Exorcist Anthology, complete anthology, first time on Blu-ray. This was kind of cool. Had all the films at the time in one collection. Pretty neat. The Sting, Academy Award winner, 1973 classic. It's awesome, and this is a cool edition. The Legacy series, the Universal, I remember those. I have a bunch of those. Superstorm, again, another nature disaster type of movie, action type of deal. Sean Connery in Never Say Never Again, 1983. This was his final role as James Bond. It's a remake of Thunderball, for those who are familiar with the Bond series. Not a great movie, though. Although I like Sean Connery as James Bond. I think he was the best one. With Roger Moore, close second. And Pierce Brosnan as well, for me, personally. Jessica Alba in The Eye. Previously enjoyed DVD. This is a repackaged one. This was a remake, I think, of the Asian one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember it, though. Stay alive. You die in the game, you die for real. Don't think I've seen this one. Death Proof. This is another one from Grindhouse. This is fun, of course, as well. It's good to watch them back to back. Next up, horror comedy, The Haunted House. That's pretty funny. Stupid fun. Wrapping up here. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. The Village was pretty cool. It was okay. His films are hit and miss, of course. His early stuff was really good. I really liked it. Like Signs, and stuff like that. It was good. The Sixth Sense. That's what I was thinking of. Tommy Lee Jones and Volcano. The Coast is Toast. Another disaster one. A lot of disaster ones on this particular shelf. Don't think I've seen this one. And wrapping up with Exit Humanity, post-apocalyptic type of thing, zombies. Yeah, this was okay. I don't remember. It's been a while. This was an Anchor Bay. So that's going to do it, guys, for this first shelf. Mixed bag of different stuff there. So we'll continue on. We'll go into the next one, and we'll continue on the series. Take care.